Hi everyone, how are you all? Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to talk about uh, modern age in English literature. Modernism and modernist uh, period in English literature. It begins in late years of 19th century from 1890 and early of 20th century. Its main characteristic was self-conscious break with old uh, traditional ways of writing in both poetry and prose fiction. It was experimented with the expression uh, ex- exemplified by the maxim of make it new by Ezra Pound. Uh, so creative and innovative writing both in art and literature and abrupt break of traditional ways of interacting with people and new ideas giving in the society and new thoughts and experimentation and individualism were highly discouraged during uh, previous periods, and with the onset of modern age, these two things became virtues. Uh, Victorian era was considered as the hypocritical age due to hypocritical attitude that it generates the uh, rebellious rebellious attitude of the modern writers, and there was no sense of questioning during Victorian era, and people accept the rules and regulations made by the uh, high authority high authorities, those who are having uh, power in the society, and the rules made by church was accepted by people, and there was no questioning, and they are much concerned with their family maintain and uh, give preference to family persons, and uh, then modern people want more independence and freedom of their life, and they don't want to bind by the parental authority, and so love is getting limited to sex in modern period, and uh, love had uh, become less of romance and more of greed. Uh, so it's there is a cultural shock in the society, and if we talk about the Virginia Woolf, uh, who used the stream of consciousness technique in her writing, and she said in 1910 that there is a great change in human nature, and human nature went fundamental change in 1910, but it was steering from 1902, and she has written great novels like Mrs. Dalloway, To the Lighthouse, where she used this method, stream of consciousness. Actually, stream of consciousness was uh, coined by Alexander Baines in 1855, uh, but commonly credited to William James, who used this method in his writings, Principles of Psychology in 1890. And then major blow to this age was the outbreak of First World War, which begins from 1914 and last till 1919. The whole world was traumatized by this horrific effect of the First World War, um, brutal killing of human, and there was chaos and turmoil and a sense of alienation. Alienation was clearly seen, and fear was evident on the face of every people. They don't know where the world was going into, and world was heading into. And then Second World War in 1939 to 1945. Uh, then great poet W.H. Auden has written the poem, great poem, the which expresses the uncertainty and fear in the mind of people, that I sit in one of dives on 52nd Street. Uncertainty and afraid, clever hopes of future expires with this low dishonest ticket. Uh, Means we all earn money, save money to make our bright future and smooth life. Then this outbreak of war clearly tells the message of uncertainty among the people, that there is the sense of fear in everybody's mind, that what is the use of these future savings, what about these our property and savings. So we all have clever hopes in all plannings, the hopes to live good life in future, but there is the uncertainty due to this war. So if we see the during the Elizabethan age in English literature, Philip Sidney, who has been called an ideal Renaissance man. Ideal means gifted person with creative and innovative thoughts and ideas, that he gave his water to enemy soldier who hit the sword to Philip Sidney and wounded by enemy, and but he gave his water to enemy soldier, that he said, thy need is more important than me. The person like Philip Sidney, who was the Renaissance man, who gave his water to enemy soldier. And what is happening in this modern age, there is we all are people had so much materialistic they uh, science has dominated our life, that we the life becomes so quite easy by these machines, and the production of goods are accelerated, and the machine civilization came. Everything has become very easy, and there is no greed of earning more and more money, but no humanity. If you see the last year corona pandemic in China, one baby child was left in airport by her parents, that she had the symptoms of this cough and fever, and they left her in that airport. And you see the black marketing of oxygen cylinder, and the remdesivir was sold at very high cost, out of the reach of the people, that 1 lakh and 1,20,000 each dose, and but its actual cost is 30 to 50,000. And if you hire some taxi and conveyance and some other vehicle to to get admit in hospital. One incident happened in Noida to Medanta Hospital, Gurugram, that they hired taxi, and they shocked that when they uh, heard that he told taxi driver told the 30,000 actual cost, actual fare was actually 2,000 to 3,000. So this kind of happenings in modern age, in spite of helping people making profit from their uh, this time, great need of the hour. And then uh, James Joyce, who also has written using this technique, stream of consciousness, that a portrait of artist as a young man and dubliners, and Ulysses in 1922, he also used the stream of consciousness uh, term in his writings. And main protagonist in Ulysses was the Leopold Bloom, and other characters, Stephen Dedalus and Irish Jew, and main protagonist Leopold Bloom. This gives one to insight into the life of Leopold Bloom, that 16 June 1904, 16 June is celebrated as a Bloom's Day in the all over the world in the literature and the literary history, that how important this. So then the D.H. Lawrence, David Herbert Lawrence, who has brought the first writer to brought the theme of psychology in his writings, Sons and Lovers, Oedipus Complex, that uh, Gertrude Morrell is the main character. She is the woman of character, highly educated, and she had an experience of teaching, and her marriage with Walter Morrell, who was a coal miner working in coal mining and less educated, and then this kind of difference, she unhappy marriage, she struggles whole life due to this class gap, emotional and financial. She struggles whole life, and she decided to devote her life to take care of her four kids and provide best education to them, that they can stay away from the harsh life of coal mining. So in his writing, D.H. Lawrence has shown the inner desires, and using the psychology of human being. And there is written in the Sons and Lovers that life or life impulse or sexual impulse is the safest way to psychological development of human being. And then another novel, Lady Chatterley's Lover. This was also very, due to obscenity, it was banned. It was originally published in 1928, but until 1960, ban was lifted, and ban in 1960 ban was lifted due to trial against the publisher, that Penguin publisher. Then in 1960 he won the case, and then 3 million copies were sold. And Lady Chatterley, who married to well-built, handsome Sir Clifford Chatterley, who was paralyzed waist down due to Great War injury, and due to his physical limitations and ignorance of the emotional desires, and this frustrates her emotional and sexual desires, and indulged physical, emotional and physical relation with the gamekeeper Oliver Mellor. Uh, then uh, class gap, class difference is also highlighted in this novel, that when she was at the top of stairs, and Oliver Mellor was at the bottom of stairs and holding her hand, she says that this is the gap between me and you. So class gap and class difference is very highlighted in these writings. During this age, so many literary methods or genre emerged, uh, like symbolism, expressionism, futurism, stream of consciousness, and uh, cubism. These all emerged during this era, and taking modernism take care of the psychological factor and creative innovative writing style, and in different genres. So it is a total outcome of all these in modern age. And then we talk about the T.S. Eliot's modernist, great modernist poet, 1922, and the Wasteland, where he says us that self-awareness and introspection and darker side of human nature. Uh, the Wasteland. I had talked earlier video that about Wasteland, that this we have become hollow, shallow, and disillusionment is clearly seen in this Wasteland, the great poetry of the modernist literature. And with this, I end my video, and please like, comment, share, and do subscribe. Thank you.